Hi, I'm Ken Lebo with Insurtech Express, and today we're going to talk about Web 3.0. Let's start with a little history lesson. Web 1.0, the World Wide Web, back in 1991, was designed for the purpose of consuming information. They were static pages and read only. Then in 2004, Web 2.0 became interactive, where us as internet users were able to interact and both provide information and consume information. And companies like Facebook and Google and Amazon would take that information that we're providing and utilize it to help keep us on their websites. A good example of that is Facebook. If I look at my newsfeed on Facebook, it has information that caters to my interests, and that keeps me reading it. Where my Facebook newsfeed is different than your Facebook newsfeed. Now, because that is keeping me on longer, my data now has a value. So Facebook takes that data and sells it to advertisers, and that's how they make their money. At the same time, I'm giving up my privacy. This is called target advertising. Another example is, let's say I went to a Mexican restaurant last night and ate tacos. And when I got back online, whether it was with an app or on a website, I start seeing advertising around about Mexican food. Well, how did they know I went to a Mexican restaurant? Well, maybe I did a search on Google. Maybe I wrote a review on Yelp. Or just tracking me on my mobile device, seeing the restaurant I went to. But we are volunteering, giving up this privacy. But at the same time, these authorities, these companies like Facebook and Google and Twitter, they also could censor our information because they're a central control over what their customers or users do on their platforms. So what is Web 3.0? Web 3.0 is decentralized. It's private and secure. It's built on blockchain technologies and token-based economics. Let's look at some basic terms for Web 3.0, starting with the semantic web. Contextualizing data decodes meaning and emotions using artificial intelligence instead of using keywords like in Web 2.0. And it can even build a vocabulary. And we're going to see an example of this contextualization in another slide. Decentralized, you hear all the time, which is really no governing authority. Trustless is interact privately or publicly without a third party. Permissionless is operating a network without a governing body. You and the community are the owners. Democratized is a decentralized blockchain protocol. DAO is decentralized autonomous organization, which is basically a company that doesn't have a CEO or president. The community gets to vote on the changes, and also those with more tokens gets more votes. Ubiquity is being everywhere at the same time using the Internet of Things. So using those devices, your data can be gathered, aggregated, and captured in multiple applications. And then we've got the spatial web, which Web 3.0 plays a big role in, and that's augmented reality, virtual reality, and the metaverse. So here are some examples of some Web 3.0 sites. We have Odyssey, which is for uploading videos. That's decentralized. Storj is an example of cloud storage that's decentralized. Steemit is like a social network where you can communicate and share information, and they even incentivize you by giving you tokens to do that. And then we got Wolfram Alpha, which is a search page. So here's an example of a Web 3.0 page and showing you the difference between Web 3.0 and Web 2.0. So let's say, for example, I had to do a research paper comparing the countries of England and Brazil. If I do a Google search on Web 2.0, it's going to show me a list of the most popular sites, and what's going to be on the top of that list is a football meaning soccer, game between England and Brazil. In Web 3.0, It contextualizes. It knows I'm looking to compare the two countries. And instead of sending me a list of sites, it pulls the data together and it takes me straight to the facts so I can do my research paper. In addition to Web 3.0 sites, there are also Web 3.0 apps. They're called D-apps or decentralized apps. And there are browsers like Brave and storage like Storage, which we already talked about, video and audio, operating systems, and social networks. A reality utilization of Web 3.0 would be, for example, to buy a gift card or a product from Amazon, but taking my digital wallet like MetaMask and using the Ethereum blockchain, using Ethereum cryptocurrency to buy that product or gift card. Therefore, I'm using my digital identity, which is not connected and doesn't trace back to my real identity, keeping the purchase private and decentralized. Web 3.0 is all about openness and freedom. So there are risks. People could put misinformation or hate speech, for example, on Web 3.0, which could be toxic. But the idea is not to censor that information, but there are ways to counteract that information without censorship. As you can see in Web 3.0, you get to own your own data, and privacy and decentralization. Those are the three key things that are in Web 3.0, as well as the security and protection against fraud because of the blockchain environment. Now, this is our second video in our series on this new technology. I hope you got to see our overview of NFTs. The link will be in this post as well, so you can see that. And we are launching the Insurtech Express membership program, the digital membership program, where you'll get first-hand experience working with Web 3.0, NFTs, digital assets, blockchain, and smart contracts.